Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Daniel Haqiqatjou. Hmm. Very interesting name. Actually, a very interesting personality. Daniel Haqiqatjou, though very good with atheist, but have a few problems. The problem is that he is more anti-feminist and less of Islamic. Now, people will be shocked to hear that how can you call Daniel Haqiqatjou less Islamist? Are you making takfir of him? The answer is no. I'm not making takfir of him. I don't believe in takfir. He believes in takfir. I don't believe in takfir. But I feel that most of his posts are basically against liberalism, feminism, which is quite okay. He can criticize that. He has all the right to criticize that. Even I criticize feminism. But the problem is that he superimposes his views on other people. He superimposes he accuses anyone who differs with his ideology as feminist. Suppose if a scholar says that women are not obliged to serve their husband, which is quite frankly the opinion of majority of classical scholars. But irrespective of that, Daniel Haqiqatjou will call him a feminist. Even though that person may be against feminism, but since Dan- he is going against the view of Daniel Haqiqatjou, that's the reason Daniel Haqiqatjou will censor him, will make a propaganda out of him. And he accuses people of liberalism, and he basically calls these people crypto imam or compassionate imam, which basically he's trying to imply that these imams are sellouts and they are appealing to the liberalism. But quite frankly, most of the people which he criticizes, they actually speak against liberal values, of course those liberal values which goes against Islam. uh, but Daniel Haqiqatjou is not satisfied with them until you agree with Daniel Haqiqatjou. Now, this is very, uh, you can say this is very bad behavior because this can create an anarchy in the Dawa culture, and it has actually created anarchy in Dawa culture. And you can see these Dawa people, Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawa, and Shamsi, Daniel Haqiqatjou, most of the time they refute each other, and all of them claim to be upon the correct manhaj. Some some call each other Kharji, some call each other Ikhwani, and all sorts of these claims were made by each other. So we need to understand that Daniel Haqiqatjou is very good amongst atheists, or I can say against atheists or against feminism. But the problem comes when he speaks about Islam, he does not basically speaks from Quran and Sunnah. He speaks on the basis of the tradition. And tradition, by what I mean by tradition, is that he basically follows that for 1400 years, those, I mean, if there are some ulmas who are saying this, then we need to follow those ulma, which actually beats the purpose of, because the Christians, the Jews and the Christians have a greater tradition than us. The Christians have a tradition of around 2000 years. We have a tradition of 1400 years. The Christians have a tradition of 2000 years. and Jews are even older than that, and Hindus are even older than that. So if traditions are evidence in itself, why these people who have a greater tradition than us, they are not right? Because even they are following their own tradition, they are following their own ulma, they are following their own consensus. So I don't think that his approach towards religion is something which is uh, very beneficial to the ummah. In fact, he is polarizing the people in the name of feminism, in the name of liberalism. He accuses people of liberalism, feminism, when the people who are, I mean, the people who are not feminists or liberals. He recently had a debate where the topic was that are Muslim women allowed to go to college? So the topic itself speaks a lot, that he is basically arguing that Muslim women should not get educated, and he even argues for that. Even he said that basic education is good, but Muslim women should not be educated in college, and on top of that, that Muslim women should not become mufti and alima. This is his views, which is quite dangerous, because you are basically saying that education, and he even says that Islam does not empowers women. So this is very regressive kind of thinking, and he himself has a Harvard degree, his wife has a Harvard degree. So this itself proves his inconsistent and double standard behavior, that both, I mean, he and his wife are educated in Harvard, and not only he is educated in Harvard, he even flaunts that he is educated at Harvard. If you think that this secular education, this liberal education, is harmful for the society, why are you flaunting your Harvard degree? You should be ashamed of your Harvard degree. You should have gone to some traditional uh, ulma to go and study over there. Those who follow them, I, I mean, he has created a cult. Those who follow them are the most toxic people. You can't talk with these people while expecting a mutual respect. They will judge you like this. Even if you have talked with them for 2 minutes, they will judge you, oh, this is a liberal, this is a feminist. So he has actually created a cult, a group, because he himself uh, advocates speaking other speaking against other Muslims. So he thinks that speaking other against other Muslims is somehow benefiting to the Muslim itself, and he even polarizes people. He even differentiates between himself and other Muslims. So this is very, I feel, extremist attitude, and I feel that he is a demagogue. He basically plays with the emotions. He incites the emotions of the people. So that's what I want to say about Daniel. Uh, Personally, I have nothing against him. I think he's a very talented person. But at the same time, these shortcomings of his is harming the Ummah, and in the long run will also harm him.